Albert Breer tweeted out the 2023 franchise tag numbers. For those who don't know, the NFL franchise tag is based on the position, right? So if you're franchise tagged as a kicker, you're going to make less than as a quarterback or a defensive end or whatever, right? So here they are. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're not, if you're on the podcast, quarterback 32 mil, wide receiver 19 mil, defensive end almost 20 mil, defensive tackle almost 19 mil. Then it goes all the way down to kicker and punter 5.3 mil. But the number we care about the most as Raider Nation, running back, because we still have the option to pick up Josh Jacobs' fifth-year option. Not the fifth-year option, but franchise tag him. It would only cost, I say only, it would cost $10 million to franchise tag Josh Jacobs. Nowhere near as gnarly as we thought it would be. Nowhere near as bad as we thought. Still a lot of money. And again, another offensive skill position where all the money is anyway. But for the best running back in football, for a guy who had the best running back season in Raiders history last season, you can get him for $10 million?
That's excellent news for us. I was thinking it was pretty close to 12.
Bad. Yeah.
12 and a half. Yeah, but yeah, that's basically you made a bet, a $2 million bet. If you would have picked up that fifth year, would have been $1.5 million.
It was
$1.5
million.
Yeah. It's great. It's a great. He's almost guaranteed to be franchised.
Ziegler hasn't done a lot of really great moves, in my opinion. But this bet on Jacobs was a good one because you're only making a $1.5 million gamble. Because if you would have picked up his fifth-year option and you do that $8.5 million, if you're right and he's not great, then all right, you cut him or trade him or you move on. And if he has the best running back season in Raiders history, you're only out $1.5 million. That's it. So it was props to the Raiders and Ziegler. You hedged your bet. It wasn't a giant windfall if you were wrong, right? Like they were technically wrong because they could have saved $1.5 million, but the bet was so little. It's like, no, you take the safe bet, a running back that gets hurt every single year. Great, awesome. I'm never knocking Jacobs, but let's call a spade, right? Like he had a couple issues, and you draft multiple running backs this season. The running back market has fallen off, like we all know. The only reason it would be a bad bet is if Jacobs goes off and has a season like he's never had before, and that's exactly what happened. And all it did was cost you $1.5 million. Great news.
Yeah, it's definitely something that gives us a little bit more flexibility in the cap now because, honestly, we need it. We need it.
Congratulations for making it all the way to the end of our video. If you want Darren Waller to catch 20 touchdown passes next season and for Max Crosby to have 30 sacks, go ahead and subscribe and click the next video.